Supposedly, you're sitting on a bunch of money right here. You showed up at the shoot with $3.5 million in cash?
Yeah.
The world of hip-hop has always been wrapped in mystery, but 50 Cent is resolute in his mission to uncover all that has been kept hidden. A list of rappers who are rumored to have had personal connections with Diddy, a man who has been surrounded by rumors for a long time of organizing wild and mysterious parties, has been revealed by 50, which results in a surprising revelation. There have been rumors going around for years about questionable behavior involving industry legends like Tupac, and even former bodyguards and insiders have hinted at the existence of secret facts with their statements. The disclosures are about to upset the foundations of hip-hop, and now that names are beginning to surface, they are making news. In light of the fact that personalities such as Wendy Williams and Suge Knight have contributed their voices to the mix, the question arises, to what extent do these secrets operate? Who will be the next group to be revealed? The whole story is as follows. Ja Rule. Born Jeffrey Atkins, Ja Rule has had a difficult relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, marked by claims of control and manipulation. According to reports, Diddy sought control over Ja Rule's personal and professional life, frequently including Jennifer Lopez, his then-girlfriend. Diddy allegedly would set events that pushed Ja Rule to interact with women, only to subsequently involve himself in these contexts. This deceptive conduct seemed to mirror Diddy's need to keep some degree of control over Ja Rule, therefore generating an uncomfortable relationship between the two performers. Former Diddy bodyguard Gene Deal has offered troubling reports of the music mogul's actions, providing insight into some of the more unnerving dynamics in his inner circle. One event he remembered was Diddy's trip to an Atlanta exotic bookshop where he bought a lot of adult-themed novels. They then jetted to North Carolina for a gig set for the following day. Ja Rule unexpectedly showed up once they got to their hotel and settled inside the presidential suite. Deal was stationed at the door for security, and during this period he came across a man claiming to be Ja Rule's cousin trying his way in. Deal moved fast to get the man out of there. Not too long later, Diddy and Ja Rule ran from the suite nude and covered with towels. Declaring that the man was really his cousin, Ja Rule cautioned the relative not to enter the room and suggested some weird activity occurring inside. This episode begged additional questions about Diddy's relationship with Ja Rule, suggesting a pattern of behavior under more and more examination. Deal's observation of the occasion stoked more conjecture regarding the behind-closed-doors operations within the music business. Rumors whirled, and 50 Cent, never one to back off from controversy, grabbed the opportunity. Since the late 1990s, he has been hinting about Ja Rule's sexual orientation. He has also constantly targeted him in view of the latest accusations, therefore stoking their long-standing conflict. Stretching back to 1999, one of the most notorious rivalries in hip-hop is the battle between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. It all started when Ja Rule was robbed at gunpoint during a music video shoot, and 50 Cent claimed one of his friends had been involved. Feeling mistreated after witnessing 50 with the claimed burglar, Ja Rule started a years-long series of diss tunes and public outbursts. The long-running conflict between 50 Cent and Ja Rule has been typified by constant trolling, insults, and implication of doubt on Ja Rule's sexuality. Though 50 Cent has never specifically accused Ja Rule of being gay, his comments have often contained overtones implying just that. 50 Cent has regularly paraded social media mocking Ja Rule throughout their public conflict, sharing manipulated pictures and videos that present him negatively. These remarks sometimes suggest Ja Rule's masculinity, therefore casting doubt on his actions in a way some would consider a subdued attack on his sexual orientation. Apart from his social media shenanigans, 50 Cent has also employed his music to discredit Ja Rule's reputation. 50 has produced songs with hidden undertones that challenge Ja Rule's toughness and gently slights his image without confronting his sexuality. These lyrical attacks, which present Ja Rule as less real or powerful inside the hip-hop scene, reinforce the story 50 Cent has created. Beyond music, 50 Cent has said in interviews and on social media that Ja Rule's relationships with women seem either manufactured or not totally real. 50 Cent plays into curiosity about Ja Rule's personal life by suggesting these possibilities, therefore further complicating his image and sustaining their conflict. These comments gently challenged Ja Rule's supremacy in the sector, therefore adding still another layer to their long-standing rivalry. Jay-Z Diddy. Jay-Z. Since their early 1990s beginnings, Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship has veered in several directions. In the hip-hop scene of this era, both became really strong players. Diddy worked with Bad Boy Records and Jay-Z with Rockefeller Records. Though the music business is cutthroat, their common goals and experiences forged a link that would grow over time. Their relationship started really in 1997, when Jay-Z contributed his skills to Diddy's first album, No Way Out. Their professional relationship was strengthened by this alliance. Jay-Z wrote a verse for Diddy's sophomore record the next year, effectively entwining their careers. But in 1999, both ran legal battles. While Jay-Z was accused of stabbing a rival music executive, Diddy was enmeshed in a well-reported club shooting. Both men stayed out of jail, which seemed to strengthen their bond among the tumult. Diddy and Jay-Z kept a public connection over time, usually helping each other at events and showing mutual respect in interviews. Still, their partnership has not been without debate. Diddy's appearance at a performance where he seemed to touch Jay-Z's behind in 2007 sparked intense media conjecture and taunting from rapper 50 Cent, therefore rekindling the debate over their dynamic. The hip-hop community still finds great interest in their complicated connection, even as they negotiate cooperation and competition. Allegations about Jay-Z's sexuality have been rather popular, particularly following divisive remarks made by 50 Cent. The rapper said that Jay-Z had a sexual relationship with Diddy, sparking a lot of conjecture and discussion in the hip-hop scene and outside. 50 Cent has been outspoken on social media and in interviews, hinting at a romantic relationship and stating that Jay-Z's style and manner point to a deeper connection with Diddy. Both supporters and detractors of Jay-Z have weighed in on the ramifications such accusations carry for his well-manicured public persona, generating a lot of internet debate. Cultural references confuse the story even more. Viewers note Jay-Z's respect for the late artist Jean-Michel Basquiat, implying it could lead to something more than just creative inspiration. A heroin overdose claimed Basquiat's life in 1988. He was gay. Jay's repeated allusions to Basquiat in his songs have sparked rumors of an affinity that would represent a wish to replicate parts of the artist's character, therefore implying a complexity to Jay-Z's persona that questions conventional wisdom about masculinity in hip-hop. Additionally, greatly feeding rumors about Jay-Z's sexuality has been the media. Often under close examination is his long-standing friendship with Diddy and their mutual experience in the music business. Recent difficulties involving Diddy, particularly in light of grave legal accusations, have begged concerns about how closely Jay-Z might be aware of or involved in his friend's behavior. Along with participating in what she describes as freak-off parties, Jaguar Wright has also made audacious assertions implying that Jay-Z and Diddy were in a sexual connection. Wright has claimed in a series of interviews that these meetings featured several celebrities and alluded to a spectrum of illegal activity carried out behind closed doors. Unbelievably, the former backup vocalist for Jay-Z has claimed that Beyoncé and Jay-Z attended freak-off events. Furthermore, adding to the weight of these charges is Jaguar Wright's claim that Diddy sold dark web tapes of these events. Will Smith. As a captivating performer on the television show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith rocketed to popularity, and he went on to become a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. During the course of their own journeys in the entertainment industry, he and Diddy encountered one another as they navigated the complications of fame. Diddy was an executive producer for the Bad Boys 2 album, which was a highly anticipated sequel to the critically acclaimed original film, and he played a significant role in the production of the soundtrack in the year 2003. His eagerness to work together on the project prompted him to make contact with Will Smith. Diddy himself contributed tracks to the album, which also featured contributions from other well-known musicians such as Lenny Kravitz and Pharrell Williams. Diddy and Will Smith have shown that they have a tremendous amount of regard for one another's work over the course of their careers. During times of controversy, Diddy has frequently rushed to Smith's rescue. One example of this is the incident that occurred at the 2022 Academy Awards, in which Smith slapped Chris Rock. During that particular moment, Diddy publicly expressed his support for Smith and emphasized the significance of having compassion and understanding. Over the course of his career, Will Smith has been the subject of persistent rumors regarding his sexuality. These rumors have been fueled by a variety of charges and suspicions, particularly concerning his connection with actor Dwayne Martin. The scrutiny of their relationship has increased, particularly after allegations arose about the two of them having holidays together without their wives. Their connection stretches back to the 1990s, and it has been brought to light on multiple occasions. Because of this behavior, rumors began to circulate about the possibility of a romantic connection. In the year 2023, the charges reached a new level when Smith's brother Bilal, who had previously worked as Smith's assistant, asserted that he had seen Smith and Martin engaging in sexually suggestive behavior. Bilal said that he was present when they were engaging in sexual behavior in a dressing room, and he made this claim in an interview on a podcast. This assertion was promptly met with a denial from officials of Smith, who referred to it as categorically incorrect and suggested that it was part of an attempt to smear Smith against his reputation. Although Bilal asserted that he possessed tangible evidence and challenged the Smiths to file a lawsuit against him in the event that his comments were false, the Smiths chose to remain silent. Furthermore, it is reported that Jaden Smith requested emancipation from his parents' home as soon as he became 16 years old because of the strange sexual practices that he witnessed there. There is a possibility that this circumstance is also responsible for his issues with substance misuse, which had an impact on both his mental health and his physical appearance. Now, that's not all. Will Smith has been shown kissing his son on the mouth in videos that have gone viral, which has resulted in a huge amount of backlash from the general public. With the addition of yet another layer to the story, Will and Jada have been transparent about their unique relationship. They have described it as one that permits them to have sexual encounters outside of their marriage, provided that all parties are in agreement with the arrangement. Gene Deal, who had previously served as Diddy's bodyguard, added another layer of complexity to the situation by asserting that there was a period of time when Will and Jada even explored forming a trio with J-Lo while she was in a relationship with Diddy. Will Smith has been the subject of heated debate due to the allegations that 50 Cent has made about him. Specifically, he has said that the actor participates in gay activities and holds parties that have sexual overtones. These allegations gained traction when Jaguar Wright, a former singer, backed 50 Cent's assertions, alleging that Smith and Diddy have been involved in holding freak-off parties. Jaguar Wright's statement was a significant contributing factor. According to Wright, these get-togethers frequently involve engaging in sexual activities with males, which provides a clue to a more sinister culture within the Hollywood industry, in which influential figures take advantage of younger people. In addition, Wright asserts that Smith and Diddy take advantage of their strong positions in the business to entice young guys under the idea of mentoring, only to engage in behavior that is not proper. The focus of her attention is on Brashear Gray, a rising star who, according to her, was sexually exploited by both Diddy and Smith during his transition from actor to rapper because of his sexual orientation. Wright suggests that Gray was exploited and then abandoned, which would explain why his career came to a halt before it had even reached its full potential. A connection is made between Smith and other high-profile characters, such as Diddy, by Wright in her charges. She implies that these individuals engage in actions that are comparable to one another and are involved in a dark underground scene. Meek Mill. A difficult background has had a huge impact on Meek Mill's experience in the music industry by shaping his trajectory tremendously. As a result of the violent death of his father when he was just 5 years old, Meek was brought up by his mother in the neighborhood of North Philadelphia. Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff were among the local icons who piqued his early interest in hip-hop because of their influence. He began to hone his craft by participating in rap battles when he was a youngster. Eventually, he adopted the stage name Meek Mill and formed a brief rap group named the Bloodhounds. In 2008, Meek's potential was recognized by the Atlanta rapper T.I., who ultimately decided to sign him up for Grand Hustle Records. Unfortunately, his early achievement was clouded by legal issues that he had to deal with. Only a few short months after signing, he was taken into custody for possessing a firearm and drugs, which led to his serving several months in jail. Meek obtained a contract with Rick Ross's Maybach Music Group, MMG, in February 2011, following his departure from Grand Hustle in the year 2010. It was during this defining period in his career that he was able to release popular mixtapes, such as Dream Chasers, which helped to establish his position as a rising star in the hip-hop industry. During the course of his career, Diddy has been recognized for his role as a mentor to younger musicians and for his ability to foster collaborations. However, recent charges of sexual exploitation involving young artists have cast a shadow over his objectives. These allegations have been brought public. Meek and Diddy have been photographed together at a number of different events, which has raised concerns because it demonstrates the tight bond that they share. Moreover, a video that has caused controversy has surfaced, in which Diddy is seen shooting Meek as he is shirtless in a pool and calling him Daddy. Following the appearance of Meek Mill's name in legal records that were connected to Diddy's ongoing lawsuit, the issue became more serious, which resulted in widespread conjecture over the possibility of a sexual relationship between the two individuals. Meek Mill has vehemently asserted his desire to clear his identity and has categorically denied any role in the claims that have been circulating to link him to Sean Diddy Combs since they began. On September 23, 2024, he took to Twitter to voice his annoyance with the charges and to announce his desire to employ an investigative team for a sum of $100,000 in order to discover the reason why his name was being tied with Diddy's legal issues. Despite the fact that he stated that he had no relation to the alleged illegal activities of Diddy, it seemed as though he was making an effort to intentionally damage his reputation. 50 Cent has taken advantage of the chance to make fun of Meek Mill on social media, particularly in light of Meek's outspoken dissatisfaction with the fact that he has been associated with Sean Diddy Combs in the midst of extensive claims of sexual misconduct. As is typical of 50 Cent, he distributed a video of Rick James's smash song Super Freak that had been altered by artificial intelligence. In the video, he comically portrayed Diddy as James and Meek as his romantic interest. There was a sly caption accompanying the post, which said, "They've been doing Meek dirty. He is willing to pay a sum of $100,000 to discover who is responsible for this." Ha 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 ha. Nevertheless, the situation has become more convoluted as a result of allegations made by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who was a producer for Diddy in the past. In the complaint that Jones filed against Diddy, Jones claimed that Diddy admitted to having sexual relations with a number of male musicians, one of which was a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. A lot of people think that this rapper is referring to Meek Mill. Jones also asserted that Diddy made an effort to force him to engage in sexual interactions, which casts a dark shade over Diddy's history. In 2024, an audio tape surfaced that purportedly depicted two men engaging in a passionate sexual relationship. The recording was accompanied by widespread suspicion that the voices on the recording belonged to Diddy and Meek. This added to the controversy that was already present. Meek Mill has been forced to negotiate a stormy landscape of accusations and attempts to disassociate himself from Diddy's troubles as a result of this audio, which has only served to intensify the attention and conjecture that has surrounded him. Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is the only rapper who has officially acknowledged that he had sexual relations with Diddy throughout their time together. His first steps into the entertainment industry were taken when he was a child star. He was born on December 4, 1987, in Los Angeles, California. In 1995, he made his debut in the film industry by playing the role of Cadet Kevin Tiger Dunn in the movie Major Payne. It was in this role that his humorous talent was immediately apparent. However, it was his performance as Eddie Thomas in the extremely popular series That's So Raven on the Disney Channel that brought him to the attention of a large number of people. It was during the years 2003 to 2007 that he starred with Raven Simonet, and his performance was a significant contributor to the success of the show, which helped to establish his reputation as a notable child actor. Additionally, Brown has demonstrated his vocal abilities in cartoon programs such as Waynehead and The Proud Family, which are not related to television. Following his success in the acting industry, he decided to pursue a career in music and released his first album, titled Trade It All, in the year 2006. Both hip-hop and R&B influences were incorporated into this album, which served to highlight his own musical style and abilities. In addition to that, he is well known for his contributions to soundtracks, one of which is the iconic theme song for the film That's So Raven. Brown is responsible for the publication of a number of singles over the course of his career, with Empire being among his most renowned tracks. Orlando Brown has recently caused a sensation with his bombshell statements concerning Sean Diddy Combs, particularly in light of the continuing legal issues that Diddy is facing. During an open and honest interview, Brown made the assertion that Diddy is openly gay. He also implied that Diddy has had sexual connections with a number of male artists, one of whom being Meek Mill. He posed a question that was intended to provoke, asking, "Why would they not have sexual relations when they are gay rappers?" The fact that we are all aware of his sexual orientation suggests that partnerships of this nature are not unusual in the profession. Resurfacing as fans reflect on Brown's earlier views, Brown's previous remarks about Diddy have garnered renewed attention as a result of their resurfacing. On one occasion, he asserted, "If there's new booty in the building, you know he's going to get it," which further suggested that Diddy has a propensity for sexual activity. In the past, these statements were frequently disregarded because of Brown's difficulties with substance abuse and mental health. However, the charges that have recently been made against Diddy have caused a reevaluation of his statements. In a stunning turn of events, Brown even asserted that Diddy had performed oral sex on him, which is an indication that he had a personal relationship with the music mogul. He implied that Diddy engaged in a terrible practice of exploitation by describing him as someone who clapped his cheeks and passed him along to other male artists. In addition, Brown offered a more comprehensive picture of a culture that existed inside the music industry, within which influential figures were allegedly responsible for the manipulation and exploitation of younger artists. Stevie J. Over the course of several decades, Diddy and Stevie J have maintained a complex and multidimensional relationship in the music industry of the United States. Stevie J is a well-known producer who rose to prominence as a result of his collaborations with famous musicians such as Mariah Carey and Notorious B.I.G. on their respective albums. However, it was his participation with Diddy's Bad Boy Records that helped him establish his status as a successful musician. In the 1990s, when the record company was at the height of its success, Stevie J was one of the in-house producers. He was instrumental in the production of Diddy's debut album, No Way Out, which went on to be nominated for a Grammy Award on multiple occasions. Their partnership, which was founded on mutual respect, played a significant role in the formation of Bad Boy Records' unique sound, which in turn contributed to the establishment of both of them as major players in the hip-hop industry. There was a connection between Stevie J's personal life and the realm of his work life. From 2018 until their divorce was formalized in July 2023, he was married to singer Faith Evans, who is also an artist with strong ties to Bad Boy Records. Their marriage lasted until January 2023. Despite the fact that their marriage was initially celebrated, it was plagued by public disagreements, allegations of infidelity, and problems within the immediate family. Their nearly 3-year marriage came to an end in the end, despite the fact that there were times when they reconciled. Even after everything that happened, Stevie J's relationship with Diddy remained rock solid. Rodney Jones launched a sexual abuse complaint against Diddy, which brought their personal dynamics to the public. As a result, the relationship between Diddy and Stevie J was subject to a new degree of scrutiny. According to the allegations that Jones makes in his lawsuit, he was compelled to observe inappropriate sexual actions that were carried out by Stevie J and other males. Jones feels that Diddy's way of normalizing such behavior inside the music industry was to show him a video of Stevie J indulging in sexual activities with a Caucasian male. Jones claims that Diddy even showed him the footage. Using his affection for Stevie J as leverage to coerce him into participating in similar acts, Diddy allegedly used his admiration for Stevie J, implying that this was a typical practice among those who were inside the industry. Stevie J has recently come out in support of his longtime pal Diddy, despite the allegations that have been circulating about him. Despite the fact that he has denied ever having witnessed Diddy engaging in inappropriate behavior, he has chastised 50 Cent for his constant attacks on Diddy. Stevie J's commitment to Diddy has not wavered, and he continues to be a strong supporter of the rapper. Even in the midst of the continuous scandals, the two have been spotted together on a number of public occasions, which has led to an increase in the amount of conjecture regarding their connection. Tupac, Diddy and Tupac Shakur had a healthy connection in the early 1990s, prior to the iconic East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry that took hold at that time. Diddy was rising to prominence in the music industry at the time, climbing the ranks as a producer and executive at Bad Boy Records. At the same time, Tupac was already a well-known artist who was getting international recognition. Both of them had a mutual regard for one another, and they frequently ran into one another in the hip-hop scene. During this time period, Diddy and the renowned B.I.G., who was closely associated with Tupac, continued to have amicable ties with one another. In spite of this, the relationship started to deteriorate following the shooting that took place at Quad Studios in New York City in the year 1994. Tupac was shot, and later, members of the East Coast scene, notably Diddy and B.I.G., were blamed for the crime. This event signaled the beginning of the hostilities that would eventually lead to the conflict between the East Coast and the West Coast. Keefe D., a key figure in the inquiry into the circumstances surrounding Tupac Shakur's death, has lately revealed allegations that are quite explosive regarding Diddy's relationship with Tupac. It has been reported by Keefe D. that Diddy used to throw expensive parties, which were attended by a large number of A-list celebrities. According to Keefe D., these get-togethers were characterized by a more personal atmosphere, and he indicated that Tupac and Diddy were particularly close during these occasions. He even went so far as to remark that Puff and Tupac were like a couple, which was a strong indication that their relationship went beyond only being professional or amicable. Keefe D. asserted that photographs were taken during these parties, and he vividly recalled the clothing that Diddy and Tupac wore. In the photographs, Diddy was wearing a black cap, while Tupac was wearing a turtleneck. In addition to this, he said that Diddy was insanely obsessed with Tupac. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, has provided support for the idea that Tupac and Diddy were incredibly close at one point in time, describing them as the closest of friends. These allegations have added a new dimension to the complicated history that exists between the two. While allegations continue to circulate about Diddy's notorious parties, which are said to have included problematic components and spurred conjecture about his sexual orientation and behavior, reports of Tupac's active involvement with Diddy continue to be unsubstantiated by strong proof. Despite the fact that there are photographs that are going around that show Tupac attending one of these parties, there is no evidence that can be considered reliable to corroborate that he had sexual relations with Diddy. However, the fact that Tupac was involved in these events and that he appeared to have a strong relationship with Diddy has undoubtedly resulted in a greater number of questions than answers. It was Wendy Williams, a well-known television anchor, who was one of the first public personalities to bring to light stories that were circulating in the entertainment world regarding LGBT rights. According to reports, she was in possession of photographs that depicted Diddy indulging in illicit actions with another man, which added gasoline to the scandal. Even as early as the 1990s, Suge Knight, another influential player in the hip-hop culture, expressed his mistrust of Diddy. Knight questioned whether Diddy was genuine or only pretending to be something he was not for the sake of gaining popularity. Rappers such as Ice Cube, on the other hand, have made it quite clear that they are not associated with these activities. At a concert that took place not too long ago, Ice Cube made a public statement in which he expressed his distaste for events of this nature by requesting that anybody who had taken part in these freak-offs reflect on their own behavior. This further exacerbates the division that exists within the industry with regard to these rumors, as some individuals have chosen to maintain a healthy distance from the controversy that surrounds Diddy's reported parties. All of the information sources that we were able to locate are listed here. In today's video, I would want to express my gratitude for your presence and company. Please leave a comment below and let us know if you have any more suggestions. If you think that this video is interesting and has provided you with other information sources that you may use, please leave a remark below with the letter Y in the middle. I will see you in the following videos.